All right. Off the Rails Friday. Is this our last 2-hour show of the season?
Yes. Will we continue to have Mac even when we're 1 hour? I think yes.
Sammy?
I'm going to have to hunch over to because my mic.
Again?
It works, but it's just like I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Sammy.
He's now a prop comic.
So woo.
Slide whistle.
Wherever you are watching and listening to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show, we're glad you're along for the ride. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Frank the Tank, Derek Brandeo.
So to answer your question,
Yes.
this is indeed our last 2-hour show of the year. Unless there's massive breaking Leafs news of some kind, which there will be.
Well, they hired the coach. We'll do another bonus hour.
So we'll mix some stuff in. But starting on Monday, we will be live on all the places you usually find us at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So there you go.
It's the time of year where my wife's happy.
Why?
I can pick my kids up from school.
Oh,
eat
and you
dinner.
can play golf.
What a time.
You couldn't be a better time.
I don't think our listeners like it as much.
Get ready to learn golf, buddy.
Well, at least for today, we're live on Sportsnet 360, 590 The Fan in Toronto, streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. If you miss our show, can't catch it live, don't fret, okay? Don't panic. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Plenty of options.
Plenty of options. All right. Where do you guys want to go? Are we talking Blue Jays? Because that's the jersey that you left up on the...
Quite frankly, I was panicking about my microphone situation, and I didn't even look over there.
That's
So
okay.
I can change it.
Hardly ever look.
I don't think you need
Just
to.
leave it.
Okay.
We're
Sure.
pro
Just leave
Blue
it.
Jay here.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Until
good.
the first block's over.
We're good.
Okay.
Luke Fox is going to join us in a few minutes.
Yeah.
We haven't had Luke on since a lot of craziness, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Doan gone, Craig Berube gone,
Yep.
Chaika in. So,
I got questions for him and
Got
questions for you
him.
too.
all right. And
I
we got Doug MacLean at the top of the hour.
Yep.
Off the rails. If I'm not mistaken, is he back in PEI?
He's got a hot date tonight. He's got to go. He's going to some hockey game.
So he's got us on the clock?
He said he got till 5:20.
Oh,
So-
stop it.
5:20.
So you should be able to get
First
one
of all,
question in. So.
This is the guy that we say, hey, Mac, thanks for joining us. And he stays on the line.
When we had him here on the one time when you weren't here, we didn't even get a question in, and he was like, "How about the Wild's fourth line?" Before we even got to say hello.
Just wanted to talk about it.
And we've got Leaf Line.
Oh yeah, and we got some good ones today. I would say we have 6 or 7 of them, but I would say it is extreme quantity over quality today, or other way around.
Quality
over quantity.
Okay.
So some
All right.
really good ones today.
Really good ones. Where do you want to go, JB?
Well, I want to ask you about, you kind of keep track of all the rumors and things people are saying out there, who knows what. One of the names that I heard in the last day or two is Vincent Trocheck. And I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this out there as a potential name, but that's the first name I heard where I was like, that's exactly what they need. 32, he makes $5.6 million for a few years. He gets 20 goals and 60 points like clockwork, competitive center.
Yeah, good player.
Colorado's 30th pick. Colorado's first rounder that the Leafs have. Does that do it?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
What else do I need?
I don't
Bodies.
know. Easton Cowan.
Oh, come on.
Kick rocks.
But what would the Rangers want? Like, first of all, you couldn't get him to Minnesota. Nobody wanted him more than Billy Guerin.
Yeah.
So you tell me, first rounder, what is that going to do for the Rangers?
Yeah. No, I
Nothing.
understand. Well, it depends how long their rebuild is, I suppose.
And then what's left to of value?
Yeah, they need more than that for Trocheck, for sure. I totally agree with that. But the one thing here's the conclusion I've drawn in the last 2 weeks of reading people's comments. Quit trading Matthew Nyes. Enough. They intend to win hockey games. I saw people being, what about the 4th overall pick of Chicago? You want the 4th for Matthew Nyes? What are the chances the 4th overall pick is as good as a 30-goal scorer, guaranteed, no risk involved, he's a tank and 24 years old?
This is where you've got to pick a side here.
Yeah.
And there's either the side that says you're going to build towards the next 4 or 5 years, or you're going to build a championship team still around Austin Matthews. So to your point, it doesn't make any sense to move Matthew Knies.
You don't even know that you're getting a guy who will be an effective NHLer. There are misses at 4. This he doesn't turn 24 until October. He's 23. 6'3", 220.
Yeah.
Ton of points.
So
top line.
You can't move Matthew Knies and then replace where he is right now in his career with anyone else.
No chance. If you are going to compete next year, and they say they are, every trade I hear about the Leafs are going to get the 2nd overall pick or the what, you only do these things if Matthews is gone. And if he's not gone, then you're trying to win, then you have to keep Matthew Knies. So take him out of all your trades for the 2nd and the 4th and whatever other picks.
But what if it's like the Montreal thing?
Until you find out for sure where Austin is.
And then for sure have the conversation.
As of now.
But to me, he's Brandon Hagel. You'd be trading him to be like, this doesn't line up with our timeline. It's like, he's unbelievable. Have the awesome guy for his career rather than trade him to someone else to have his awesome career because you had some timeline thought.
I think all what you just said is totally fair. And I think a lot of it is driven by how just sort of bad this whole season was for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, he had the really good offensive start, tons of assists. Then he was kind of banged up, but was he banged up? And he was like, it wasn't.
Surely he was if
listen, I think that people are maybe off the scent a little bit of how good Matthew Knies is and what he can be just because it was a down year for him. It was a down year for the whole team. Last year just sucked. And I think if you're trading Matthew Knies right now, you're trading him at a perceived way lower, spot than you would want to be trading an asset like that. It just would be a stupid decision to trade him at this point. What if they're gonna the Montreal thing where it's all their top prospects, whatever it is, it's Jacob Fowler, whatever that trade was gonna be. Okay, maybe whatever. You can talk me into something like that, but just to get the 4th overall pick for that's insane to me.
No, Matthew Knies is 3 pieces for sure.
Yeah,
3 really good pieces minimum.
When you get 3, one of them's always a disappointment, and then it's down to 2, and then are they better than Knies? And when?
I think if somebody was coming to talk to Chaika, who's here, he hasn't drafted anybody, he has no loyalty to anyone other than maybe Matthews, it seems at this point. But if someone's going to come here and absolutely blow him away for Matthew Knies, I'm sure he's going to listen. But it's not for one pick in the draft.
I got to say, I feel pretty good about Chaika's arrival in terms of keeping Matthew Knies, because I felt like Knies they had him hanging out the window of the moving car, and this guy's pulling him back in, I hope.
Yeah.
I do get a sense, though, for John Chaika is he's just warming up to get his fingerprints all over this. And
totally,
it's not going to be a kind of a quiet intro into next season. I think.
It's going to look real different.
I think it's
6-7 different.
I think he's going to he's going to start swinging pretty soon here. Yeah,
music to my ears.
Oh yeah,
music to my ears.
This is just me, and the perception he's giving me is just you wait and see. How this is going to feel like my team.
My team, and the captain, who is not sure if he wants to be here, wants it to be different. They want to be competitive. They're incentivized to do stuff.
But
first week, and you're hearing Vinny Trocheck's name.
It's also maybe go big or go home kind of territory.
But the last guy didn't go big, and he went home in 2 years.
He went home,
or was it maybe 2?
Yeah.
But there's no guarantees that going small.
I know, but you don't want to be.
He kicked his tires.
Chaika doesn't want to be Brad Treliving in 2 years.
No, he doesn't. But I think you'd rather go out trying to do it your way than.
But I think you have to be careful here when you're talking about different. If you're going to be finding undervalued guys and bringing in different bodies, I just hope it's not we're trading whatever futures we have in terms of picks for the next few drafts
back to selling,
back to being we're all in again. I hope that there's there's differences, but it's not them pushing all these chips into the middle for win now guys.
Funny you say that, because I'm writing an article on the coach and what they need and the players and what they need. Just okay, what's the wish list here?
And
you don't want to be a seller all of a sudden.
And they're still.
Like, do you think is that what you mean when you say that? Like, your opinion? Like, do you think that
My opinion is he's going to go, whether it's a wow name or just a under the radar name,
it's different.
It's gonna kind of feel still different out there. And then there's also, there's also question marks on like a guy like Michelli. Okay, where it was like couldn't find a spot. What is he? Towards the end of the year, it looked better when they just played him. Right? When it was done. When they sucked, it looked better. But
it's like September call-ups back in the day. But you can't be fooled by those games.
But his numbers are good, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 40 points. Almost 15 goals, 40 points.
But outside of that, like his underlying numbers
his defensive
are
stuff,
actually
he's
okay.
very break even.
And Chaika drafted him.
He did?
Yes. He drafted him. Really? So I don't know what that means.
I know that's a good draft pick because they took him in the 4th round at 98th overall.
Fresh sheet of ice here, right? For a guy like Michelli.
That's okay. I'm not the end of the world. It can't be, and also Domi, and also Cowan, and also Robertson, and also McKenna, and now you're just this little team.
Little guy.
You're gonna be the little guys.
Here come the little guy.
It's not. No one wants that. So yeah, they would have to be. My problem with Michelli is tough fit for me. Not good enough offensively to be top six. He's not like Zuccarello or the guy. He's not that.
What are they gonna have to?
So is he bottom 6? That's a tough spot for his style. I guess 3rd line.
What do you think What do you guys think they would have to pay him? Like he's an RFA, and it's not going to be a big contract. What did he make last year? 3.25.
3.25.
3.45.
Really? Like is it going to be more than that?
He's restricted, isn't
he? Yeah, he's RFA. Yeah. So. I don't know.
I mean,
wouldn't his qualifying offer have to be that? And then, if you choose to not qualify him, you could go lower, but you probably qualify him.
Yeah, it would be right around that ballpark, I think. Or you walk, right?
Yeah. You might have to, but I think people would be bothered by that.
So
asset management.
We're gonna have Luke coming up here in a couple minutes, but
sorry, I'm just gonna this thoughts in my mind. You could, if you're not going to qualify him, you could probably trade him. I imagine with his numbers last year at 25, you could trade that contract, maybe get a pick back.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So maybe we'll ask Luke a little bit more of this, but I think what's going to be really fascinating just over these next little bit, like you said, just how different it's going to be, just learning about this, because it's been a long time since Chaika's been in the league. I mean, 2020 was the last year that he was in Phoenix, and just seeing what he does, every move is just going to be like a little bit of a, just
puzzle piece.
Just a little peek inside what his philosophy is going to be. Because you've listened to him interview, boys. He's not going to tell you anything. There's not going to be anything interesting that comes out in the media. So you're going to have to really learn from like these little moves he makes and who he's going to trade for and whatever. It's going to tell you more and more about what he wants to do. It's going to be fascinating. It's fun to have a fresh, different person to try to have a different look at it. Is it not?
Oh, yeah, keep the show alive.
Well, but even as a fan, like I sense that people are kind of excited about this, that it's something different.
Yeah.
In a few minutes, we'll get Luke Fox to join us, NHL writer for Sportsnet.ca. Does a great job covering the Leafs all season long. He's got some candidates, I think, in a story out on Sportsnet.ca with a ton of names. Mm-hmm. As we know, the number one name out there is Bruce Cassidy. I told you guys I had the suspicion that the ball's in his court for the Edmonton Oilers, whether or not he's still down that path. It's out there for him. Mm-hmm. And for the Leafs to get to him, I think he has to say no to the Edmonton Oilers. And I don't think that's happened yet.
Okay.
Fried was kind of alluding to the fact that it's, unlikely to be, I think I saw unlikely to be the Leafs coach from him. I think maybe he said that on the hockey show today. So, I mean, it's just kind of feels like once the Golden Knights stop being petulant about everything, maybe they'll let him get in. Go
I can't wait to hear you talk on the Golden Knights in the NHL hour, Sammy.
Oh,
you got
thoughts.
I
think I have thoughts.
I think you got thoughts.
Yeah, I got a couple thoughts.
All right, let's welcome him
Yes,
in. Luke Fox, Sportsnet.ca's very own. Luke, what's going on, buddy? It's all quiet out there. Just what do you do now? No leaves for the last little while.
Oh,
What do you got going?
I went and saw a hockey game for the first time since Craig Berube's last game. I drove
Marlies?
down to Buffalo.
Oh,
Just got back from Buffalo. Yeah, it was great. It was a really entertaining hockey game. Yeah, so if there's a game 7, I think I'm gonna go down again, watch Sabres Habs. But the way Montreal played, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get a 7. They look pretty good. I felt like Buffalo looked deflated at the end there.
Okay, jog my memory. Have you been on the show since Craig Brewery's been dismissed?
I've been on a bunch of shows. I can't remember.
none of us can remember.
We
What
know
about
that we could
team?
go
That
today.
makes 3 of us. So your initial thoughts on whether or not you really thought that there was a chance he was going to return, not return. Chaika certainly put his stamp on things. Just your overall thoughts, first of all.
Yeah, I'm not a huge surprise. I thought there was a slim chance they may hang on to him, but for all the wrong reasons. Basically, like just because of the pattern, Kyle Dubas keeping Babcock way longer than he should have. Brad Treliving hanging on to Sheldon Keefe probably longer than he should have, just because, the pattern of the general manager wanting to save his bullets. Hey, I don't have to bring in my guy quite yet. It buys me a little time. I can learn something from the coach that I've inherited. And then, of course, I think there was, some scuttlebutt that, hey, they're paying Craig Berube for 2 years, whether he coaches or not. Maybe let's try him for the beginning of 26, 27, because it might save the company some money. But there was no real good hockey reasons to keep him. So I'm glad that, kind of sanity prevailed here. I just want to say, though, like, I really enjoyed covering Craig Berube. He was like a stand-up guy, loved the game, was very great to work with. And, he's a hockey lifer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he lands behind a bench. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get a head job. I know that there's already some scuttlebutt about him landing in Edmonton, but he's probably their second or third choice at best. But I do like the refresh. I do like the feeling that, okay, we're doing something new here, and there's momentum. Part of that momentum's due to luck, winning the first overall pick. But I think part of the momentum is that they were relatively quick and decisive on this. They didn't meet for 5 days and hem and haw and leave him dangling. They met over the weekend and they made a decision and they moved on. And I like that.
So what do you think it was about his time here that didn't work? Because, again, everyone liked the man. I don't know how the players felt necessarily, but he leaves with his dignity and respect from everyone in the market. But what didn't work in terms of whether it's X's and O's personality or otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, some of the players even admitted buy-in, and I don't think that's buy-in to the kind of guy he was, or they didn't like him, but they didn't like his style of play. They didn't. They did. In order to play chip and chase, get it to the point, crowd the net, get garbage goals, then lock it down 2-1. You have to be committed. It's a hard style to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there was an alignment between the guys he had on the roster and the type he wanted to play. And then he didn't want to adjust. He just wanted to keep banging the same drum. And eventually they tuned him out. These guys want to play a possession game. And it starts from the top. So if William Nylander and Austin Matthews, and they didn't come out and say that we disagree with the coach.
Right.
But if you sense that from your best guys that they're not fully committed and they would prefer to play a different way, I think there's a trickle down effect to that. And then part of his play, he needs better defensive forwards. There's like a lot of forwards there that aren't that great defensively. He tried to coach them like they were the 19 Blues, and they weren't the 19 Blues.
No, he could have used like David Kampf or Pontus Holmberg or something like that, but those guys are tough to find. Sorry, over to you, Kip.
So, Luke, you were right there watching, this relationship between Willie and Berube. At times, it was like we had a lot of fun with it. The quotes, the "let Willie be Willie" and "I leave him alone" and all of that. It's safe to say that Willie wouldn't have had any issues at all with buy-in from Chief.
I felt like there was a generational gap there. I think they. So I'll tell you a story. There was a practice towards the end when things started to go sideways, and William Nylander was kind of coasting through a power play drill and wasn't moving the puck with any purpose, and then wasn't shooting it. And Brube, yells at him, "Hey Willie, shoot the puck! Shoot the puck! If you gotta look, shoot the puck." So they start the drill again, and he just immediately shoots it. He doesn't even pass it. He doesn't even start the drill. And
Jeez.
and Brube's like, "Willie, stop being such a D word." And it's like he was just kind of like having fun with them, but he never really took it seriously, right? Like it was kind of like the coach is trying so hard. I want this guy. He's the highest paid guy. He's the most skilled guy I have. My captain is on a hospital bed somewhere. I want this guy to do the drill properly and lead by example. And Willie was kind of like, "Ah, man, like it's the season's over." And it's like they weren't on the same page. Brube was still trying to instill a work ethic, instill some standards, and Nylander had kind of checked out at that point. And I think it's not great for the culture. I mean, it wasn't a bad situation, but it was just kind of indicative of the gap there, the disconnect.
Totally. Like that's kind of what I saw too. It's like, I don't know that those guys thought he was a brilliant tactician or the guy who had the plan. And I think that was reflected in how they carried themselves. So you put out an article and have listed some candidates for the job, 7 of them, in fact. I'll let you take it from there on sort of your thoughts on how serious some of these names are, or at least why you included them on the list.
Yeah, I mean, some I just wanted to put on because there's some buzz about them, and then just wanted to add some names that maybe people aren't thinking about. I made some calls before I put the list out. Cassidy, in my mind, the best coach that doesn't have a job.
Yeah,
I think he's going to end up in Edmonton unless there's some sort of shenanigans that happen and they block him. And I also don't think the Leafs aren't ready for Cassidy right now. I think Cassidy wants to win. The Oilers want to win. That seems like the best fit in my mind. Some buzz about Manny Malhotra, so I think he's worth including on the list. He was with the Leafs for 4 years. Excellent reputation around the league. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about Manny, although I do think there's questions about, okay, is he ready to be a head coach in the NHL, particularly in this market? I know he served as an assistant for a while. He won a Calder Cup down with Abbotsford. But then this year, Abbotsford had a horrible season, didn't even make the playoffs. And I do think Vancouver, from what I understand, they haven't made up their mind whether they're going to stick with Adam Foote yet, or if they would even grant permission to let Manny go. So I think there would be interest in Toronto's part to at least talk to Manny, but I don't know where Vancouver lands on him. If they want to say, "Hey, he's ours." I mean, that's exactly what happened with their GM down there in Ryan Johnson.
right.
Other teams started poking around and they said, "Okay, wait. We might want to keep him." So I think Manny might, and he has obviously a great relationship with Johnson. So that one might be off the table. And then David Carl, he seems to be the hot name out there because he's won a bunch of NCAA championships with Denver. But from my understanding, if he does make the jump, it's kind of like, I kind of liken it to the Hunters in London. He's already got like a really good thing going on. So if he were to leave something very comfortable, he would want a ton of term, a bunch of money, and he would probably want to say,
"Can I stop you right now?"
Yeah.
We did that already with Babcock. A ton of money.
No, I don't think it's a good
Dave
fit.
Hackstall do that coming out of college? Same idea. Bunch of money, big name at the time.
Yeah, I don't know if he had quite the like this. I think this guy's won 3 championships and
that's crazy, by the way. Those tournaments are single game elimination. To win 3 championships in college is pretty nuts.
And there's so much money down there. Like I don't know what he makes right now, but I'm sure it's like quite good money at this point. And I would rather them like try to find the next Dan Muse or Marty St. Louis. I mean, it's probably not going to be someone out of coaching junior, but I would like them to get creative and find someone they can build with the next wave of Leafs.
So the head coach of the Marlies, they've got some success there now on a nice roll. How much stock is going up for John Gruden?
I think the farther he goes, the more his name is going to get talked
All
about.
right. So, I mean, we're looking at a Sheldon Keefe kind of feel, right? Win a championship and you're next in line.
Why not talk to him? And he's worked with a bunch of these guys, right? Bo Groulx, Easton Cowan's down there right now. William Villeneuve, I think, is probably going to want to try and make the team next year. So it's worth considering. But I like the fact, and I hope he's serious, that Chayka says he wants to do a wide search. Like, expand it. Take your time. I don't think they need to be in a rush the way the Oilers are in a rush.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I know a guy I played for years ago, Davis Payne, has been a head coach in the league, is an awesome coach. That's an interesting name. I like Jay Woodcroft. Like, there's definitely some names who've been around the league, but I'm with you, Luke. It's not impossible to find someone who just hasn't got that opportunity yet. Any idea how soon? Like, I know we want to cast a wide net, but it'd be nice to have some idea who it's going to be, right? And as I'm saying that, I'm wondering, Matthews is going to care who they hire quite a bit. He's probably not going to want some guy he's never heard of. Is that a fair thought I just had?
I don't know. It's an interesting thought. But we all thought that is Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin and Erik Karlsson, are they going to listen to Dan Muse?
Right.
Coming out from the
Sid's
shadows?
a good soldier, though, pal.
Yeah.
Not sure that
I agree.
Yeah.
I got a couple names floated out to me, like Jack Capuano, who was a head coach and now has just stayed in the game as an assistant. And that was the Cassidy and Berube model. Like, they had early cracks as the head guy, didn't work, learned a lot, and then just kind of sunk back, off to the wings and plied their trade as an assistant and waited for another chance to be a head guy. Mike Yeo was another name brought up to me. So that's not, hey, we're circling these guys, we're going to try and get them. But it's just, there is a whole group of guys at the AHL level and guys who are assistants that want another crack. Yeah. So why not talk to half a dozen of them and see who fits? And one thing I think about this search is, I think they should decide what style of hockey they want to play and what kind of culture they want, and then find a coach that fits that, as opposed to just grabbing a name and then trying to fit their program to what the new coach wants.
Love that.
Look, the one thing that I've yet to hear in Sidney Crosby's career, with years on his contract left, is reports that he's not sure if he was going to return to Pittsburgh or not. And, I'm referring to Chris Johnson's report in The Athletic. And what do we know since then? Are we still just left with that out there that he may not still come back? And if
you're talking
Matthews, and if coaching was an issue, there's more, because we haven't heard any response at all from him or the Leafs on squashing, that report.
I don't know what he's going to say, Nick. I think he already said what he's going to say. Is he going to put out a statement like he did at his final press conference before he flew back to Arizona, and that I don't know what the future holds? I love being a Leaf, but who knows what's going to happen? I don't think he has an answer. So I don't know what kind of statement he's gonna make. And then I also think it's a dangerous game. You start making statements based on every report. I would like to think that he's encouraged that they got the number one pick. I would like to think that he's encouraged that they're making a change at the coaching position and probably bringing in a guy that's younger than 60, that doesn't want to play chip and chase.
How about just a simple statement that I'm excited for next year?
Well, so they fire the coach, and then he says, "Now I'm excited. Now I'm putting out a statement."
At some point, though, there's a ways to go around it, I think. No?
Well, I said you need an event to happen that isn't another man's demise before you come out and say, "Now I'm in."
Have a charity softball game. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, though. They look for a pocket to get back in.
Go visit a children's hospital and get something out.
But if you're Matthews, it's not like you could even re-sign right now. You got 2 more years. He's under no deadline. And the other thing is, I think I don't know if it's a great thing if you're a fan of the Leafs, but I think he wants to see what happens with the roster. Who's on my wing? Is it Max Domi again?
And what happens if it is,
or is it Ivor
Max Domi
Stenberg?
again? What happens if it is?
Then he's out.
Okay. He's out?
He wants Ivor Stenberg.
If he wants out, is that the worst thing?
No. No is the answer.
I feel,
It's a
in
big
my
thing.
opinion, the window is already closed. You know, you might as well move on. I think you start building around, if it's McKenna, Nyes, Cowan. I just came from watching Montreal.
Okay.
They're young, they're fun. I think,
Luke, with all due respect to that, then it's like plan B, because they've already laid their cards out for plan A. It's around Matthews. It's around Nylander.
Yeah.
That's plan A.
I agree. That's their plan A.
Not everyone
But
gets
plan
to
B
do
might
their
be the
plan
right
A.
plan.
Because rebuilds pick you.
Love that line.
All right. Thanks, pal. Good to see you.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a good
Luke.
weekend.
Look at how relaxed you are. Eh? You haven't found a
Season's
razor
over.
in what, 3 or 4 days? Look at you.
Lou
eh?
Lamoriello would be.
You're already on vacation.
Yeah, it's a long weekend.
Thanks,
Yeah, you're
Luke.
good.
Luke
I'm
Fox,
celebrating
everybody.
the Queen. I'm celebrating.
We all are, absolutely. Thanks, Luke. Yeah.
So I guess just wait till training camp. If he shows up, he shows up.
No,
If he
but
doesn't,
there's a difference between May 14th or 15th and
give me a date.
July 3rd.
Okay, July 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just
Those
wait
are-
till July 3rd.
I didn't pick a random date. It's a couple days after free agency.
Okay.
You're both right, though. Like, you can't come out right now.
Can't come out right now, but you
But
can't just let it
You can't.
sit there.
You can't. Like, you're right. How'd the Austin Matthews Celebrity All-Star softball game at Christie Pitts have Yasiel Puig out there?
Arm around a convicted felon
And just be like,
being
listen,
extradited.
I really like Toronto.
Yeah.
Now watch this drive.
The old George
Yes.
Bush line.
The old George Bush. right?
That's an all-timer.
Stop this talk about me wanting to leave.
I don't know.
Now watch this swing.
Well,
I
did you
don't know.
guys see Quinn Hughes took care of
Yeah.
this sort of issue in Minnesota today?
Ah.
It's legal. You're allowed to say, yeah, like it, want to stay.
Open. That's what he left us with, right? He's
Yeah, but-
open to resign there.
But he's right, too. A lot of right. Just a bunch of guys who are right on the show. But he's under he's not eligible to
and-
sign. Like, what's he going to be like? I'm going to sign here in 2 more years?
And he wants to pressure the team to get better. Good.
Eh.
That's a competitive
Okay.
thing to do.
All right. It may work. I don't know. It
It's not
may
going to
work,
hurt.
but
Sid wouldn't do it.
may not.
Mac wouldn't
Maybe
do it.
he should have.
Just leaves
Maybe
everybody.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Sid
it-
has wasted some of his years
all,
being
all
polite.
those 3 cups and gold medals and all that stuff,
2017, pal, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I did not mean to be anti-Crosby
just
for 8
stared.
seconds.
He
I love Sid. Sid, I'm sorry.
He's not even the captain of our Canadian team. It's your
Don't
fault.
get me started. I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
mad about that.
Okay, quick break.
Yeah, let's hit a break.
And then when we come back, our very own Sammy's got Leaf Line. Did you pick some good ones today?
We got some great calls.
We got some great calls.
We did.
All right.
And a couple of them may or may not be about Mitch Marner.
You are not going to want to miss this. Come on. More Real Kyper and Bourne after the break. Leaf Line. Welcome back in studio. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee.
Yeah.
A friendly reminder that come Monday, we go to 1 hour.
And also a friendly reminder that you guys are such great Rogers employees that both of you will be working on the Victoria Day long weekend Monday.
Hell yeah.
I will not be. I will be in on sound. But you guys are such great employees.
You're not committed to the cause.
No, you're right.
He's not.
You're
But
right. You're right.
he said it. Any more mean tweets and, he's not coming into work.
He's out.
He's out.
Yeah. You guys want to listen to some mean calls?
Mean ones?
They're not mean.
What?
They're really not mean. They're good. Let's start with I always forget. Let's go to Tommy in Scarborough. Tommy in Scarborough.
It really is crazy what a couple weeks can do, eh? It felt hopeless. Well, probably still is because the Leafs were cursed. But no, Sundin comes in, win the lottery, new coach, and it doesn't feel like it's about Matthews, Willie, McCabe and Tanev, the goalies, whether they can bounce back. It feels like we have an actual U24 core coming up now with Nyes, McKenna, Cowan, Danford, Akiyama looks like he could be a guy. There's a couple other good prospects that look like they could be all right, like Holinka and Chadwick. And even without the two first rounders, the next couple of years, we have the Avs first rounder. We have 60 and 69 overall this year. We have an actual future ahead of us. It feels like so. It feels like we can actually get this thing moving in the right direction. And I'd like to hear if you guys think the same. All right, have a good one, fellas.
So Tommy's
Some positivity, Tommy.
So
What an
Todd-
awesome
no.
call.
Scarborough,
Hold on
Ontario's
first.
What a great
finest.
phone call.
Are you
What
guys
a
done?
guy.
Are you done?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tommy's into the 3 to 5. I'll wait 3 to 5 years. No playoffs, just slow build. That's what Tommy just said.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Under 24. That doesn't include Matthews, Nylander, John Tavares, Morgan Riley. Under 24, future. Were you paying attention, you two?
He's saying they got a future. He didn't say that we have to lop everyone off who's 25 and older.
Yeah, that's not what I got out of that.
Well, I think maybe we need to re-listen.
I think we're trying to turn him into like a coach here. I think Tommy from Scarborough is being pretty
Just going,
straight up.
we are
We got a
guys.
future. Yeah. Kipper's like, what does he really mean? He's not
That's what he
Shakespeare.
means.
I know. What I see is the Dallas
He's
Stars.
giving you picks in the 60th overall picks.
No, I see
Hey.
the Dallas Stars. That's what I see. Old core, young core, coexisting.
Everything including McKenna is 3 to 4 years.
I mean, till they're primey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until
okay.
they're like key guys trying to win you a Stanley Cup.
But like,
An actual
would the
future ahead of us, it feels like.
would the
So,
Leafs fans and Tommy not take what the Dallas Stars have been? They haven't won a cup, but they've been very good while they're getting contributions from, it was Logan Stankoven, it's Maverick Bourque, it's Thomas Harley, it's, who else have they had for young guys there? It's another one, Jason Robertson. They've had young guys supplementing the Ben, Sagan, Duchesne, older core. And it's the same guy now, Mark Leach making the picks.
It's also what is considered one of the better goalies in the league still. And
Leafs have had that.
Miro Heiskanen, one of the best defensemen in the league.
Well,
Yeah,
Tommy,
they didn't
Tommy
have,
said
right?
we have Akimov.
Matthews and-
He could be a guy. That's what Tommy
Could be a
said.
guy.
Yeah. In what, 3 years?
But also, Kip, those are such different things to me because I'm not offended by 3 years. I'm offended by 5 years.
Yeah, me too.
You don't need 5 years. That's BS.
It's between 3 and 5.
What's that number then?
4? 3.5?
3.5, 4. But it's just the
Yeah.
window. That window to me is
I would
is
agree
what
with you.
Tommy's talking about.
If they traded Matthews, you're looking at that for sure. But I do think you can win games, contend for the playoffs, and have good seasons in that. Maybe we're just talking about different things. You're talking about Stanley Cup.
We're talking about the Montreal Canadiens build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. A blueprint
Yeah,
like that.
Listen, they're
But-
playing great. They haven't won anything yet either.
That's
So-
a 5-year plan for sure.
Yeah.
If you're talking about selling Matthews, drafting a couple guys, all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yep. That's all I heard.
But I would count last year as one of those.
Well, Tommy, Kipper managed to turn your unbelievably positive call into negative.
It's a good point, though. It doesn't feel as bleak as it did.
I agree.
Not long
And
ago.
I've made that point.
Hope,
and I feel
baby.
that way.
Hope. That's
Selling
60
hope.
years. Hope.
Didn't have it last
It's
year.
Friday, the long weekend. Just give in a little bit of hope. Come and give the people.
I got a ton.
Yeah, right.
I do.
You got- in honor of the Queen. You're gonna be like this on the long weekend.
I
the
like
poor Queen.
God.
I like the build around this pick.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Let's go to Mira in Kitchener.
I wanted to call in and talk about something that I haven't really heard anyone else talking about with the overall vibes of the last week. I think the vibes are getting better. My whole thing that I'd been thinking about was nothing changes until something changes. And we've had change at the GM level. We've now had change at the coaching level. But we've been talking a lot about how we can't just tape grit to the core. And so my scaries with drafting Gavin McKenna is I'm wondering if we're just going to be doing the same thing. Does Gavin McKenna have that grit to lead a core that we've been looking for? What do you guys think?
Excellent.
Thanks so much.
We've
Great
had
question.
we had that conversation, by the way.
But
We have.
okay, I'm gonna say, you know what? It's still a long week. Like, I'm not sure I want McKenna to be like learning from Austin Matthews as the captain.
Ooh, what a statement that is.
I want to be like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
do
So-
you know what I mean?
Hold
Is
on.
that too harsh?
So we went from Mira's concern, grit, to yours, leadership.
Yeah, and I think
Above grit.
I think there's a world where McKenna, he's a little squirrely and he's not going to fight anybody. But like, I think if you brought up other guys around him, with Cowan's a little bit of a squirrely guy, you brought up other guys around him, like there's a world where you can see them having a bit of grit to their game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not going to be terrified of a scrum like a lot of them have been over the past years. But like having them come up under Matthews and Nylander, where it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just, I've seen a lot over the past 10 years where they've never gone into a scrum and they've never been in a fight and all this different stuff. Like, it's just that part of it concerns me. And I know it's harsh, but that's how I feel.
Alpha dogs.
Yes.
No alpha dogs.
And that's why I was desperate for them to get Marchand last summer. Because Marchand, I want Cowan to learn from Marchand.
He would have dragged a lot of people
I want
in.
Nyes to learn from Marchand.
Yeah. Matthews and Willie, they're not dragging
they're not gonna
anybody
learn.
into anything
No.
unless it's a skills competition, which they win on a lot of nights.
So
too.
to answer your question, Mira, I do think that McKenna has the ability to show a little bit of grit, and like he's not going to fight anybody, he's not going to hit anybody, but at least he's got a
But I
little
hear
squirreliness.
he's a little soft.
Yeah, but he's got a bit of squirrel to him.
I got to tell you, I am concerned about the McKenna pick. I've said it on the show.
Books is getting to you. This guy watched one clip of a World Championship
Books
game.
is
and he's
good.
like,
I
I got news for you. I like Books.
Yeah.
I love Books.
I
I
still
love Books
But
too.
do you trust him?
I trust him big
Then
time. But
why aren't you paying attention to
'cause
him?
I'm
He's
allowed-
saying
I'm
pass
allowed-
on McKenna.
I'm allowed to disagree with Jason Bukala. That's allowed.
It's not just that though. It is like all the attributes. Like I forget what I've said on the show, but like I don't love that he's not at the Worlds right now, McKenna. Like I think he probably doesn't want to hurt his draft stock if I had to guess. Like I don't know that, but
I think it's because
How do
he's
you
doing.
pass
no,
on not hanging around Sid Crosby?
he's doing the draft, like
the
all
combine.
the combine
Combine.
stuff.
yeah, go to the Worlds. I just like
Was he
there's
invited? Did they want him?
They
Yeah,
did, yeah.
and there's a thing that Crosby was so impressed with Celebrini the first time he saw him a year ago. They invited him to train with them out east. Like you want to be around these things. I just feel I don't know that Stenberg's not a bad player. I know I want to say it's just McKenna, but it's not that easy.
It is for me.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
It is for me.
All right.
Leaf fans saw him 12 minutes -2 today. They're like, oh boy, I don't know. We better take him.
All right, let's get to
okay.
you get your they rip the Band-Aid
Nothing's
off
cool.
and get
Nothing's
to your
gonna age
Marner.
worse than
Get to a
trashing
Marner
Ivor
one,
Stenberg.
please. Rip the Band-Aid off, Sammy.
Let's go to Mike and Whitby.
I just wanted to say that Marner goal last night hit deep inside. And I honestly don't even know what to say about it. It was painful. Absolute agony watching that goal.
Wow.
That was a tough one. Real
Wow.
tough. I also
Okay.
want to say, when we trade Matthews and Nylander like Kyper wants to, how many times are we going to have to watch them score playoff goals like that and feel deep, deep pain and sadness. Think about it, boys.
It's not remotely
I
hard
think
to
we
see
might need to
Matthews.
just hang on to these guys
Just listen.
just a little longer to avoid the pain.
Okay, should we add? We also got a call in from Sammy. Parts unknown. Derek, you have that one?
What the hell is this? Well, you are excusing him.
No,
You're
I'm
saying
not.
it's old M.
I'm saying
What
it's
is
just
this?
it's a load of crap that people are finding reasons why he was great here, not here. He was great here.
Yeah, great until it was the biggest games and it was bagels. Bagels. And I'm not going to get what's going on, buddy? He's
I asked
and Leaf
for
fans now,
your clip
after,
of
now by
your
the way,
nightmare.
Habs on their way to the conference final. Freddie Anderson, best goal in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And now the reality is we are staring down the barrel of a Mitch Marner Conn Smythe. That is a real conversation. If they didn't get the first overall pick, I'm not showing up today. What do you want me to do with that?
Last night, he may have won the Conn Smythe.
Yeah, until they have to play a real team.
That was a lot of people. That was an all-time tough one for sure. The who was the caller there?
I don't know.
That was pain.
Listen, I don't know. I got nothing. What do you want me to say?
How good was this goal?
It was nice. It was nice.
It was nice.
It was nice.
It is kind of painful, though, Sammy.
Sure.
It's okay.
Listen, I don't.
It's all right. And listen, so the caller says basically, don't trade Matthews because I'm scared he's going to do what Mitch is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't work that way, guys. If Mitch stayed here, could have been another first round out the door for many different reasons. And it needed a change. Somebody needed a new job. Mitch needed a new job. You needed a new spot. Austin could be in that same place too.
Yeah.
That he can go somewhere else and it could look like Mitch Marner, but that's okay. It's fine because it was never going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get the idea.
Mitch has a better team in Vegas. Okay, it's built better. He's getting saves at the opportune time. That never happened for any of them here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they always got out goalied, but no one wants to go there because they were too busy blaming Mitch. That's it.
I have no interest in having this conversation again.
You brought up a conversation from Monday. Why don't you just listen to that?
You know,
if you want to just do that, just do that.
No, because it's still a hot button topic.
What do you want me to say? I can yell and say the exact same things I said Monday.
It's just okay.
Just go play the thing from Monday.
Let Austin go. Okay, let him go, and let him go somewhere else where he doesn't have to be the number one guy either. Maybe he's better being a Malkin to a Crosby than trying to be Crosby and win a Stanley Cup. Okay, he doesn't have the same leadership qualities.
Right.
And to the caller, it's okay if he goes there and has success. Don't let it kill you.
Marner's defense lawyer.
Don't let it kill you. Don't let it kill you like it's killing Sammy.
I do think that, the just letting 29-year-old Hall of Famers go because we're not sure why exactly because it doesn't.
No, we're sure.
Yeah.
He's not a captain and he's not a leader, and Sammy doesn't want him taking McKenna under his wing. That's why you get rid of him, Sammy. Not because you're scared he's going to go score 69 goals and put him on highlight reels. That's why.
I don't know. I still don't.
You want to keep him.
Well,
He's had 10 tries.
I'd like to see him. Well, listen, you just listed off all the extenuating circumstances that came with the previous attempts with getting goalied and going up against bad teams or good teams. It doesn't happen every year. I'd like to see him healthy next year.
10 years pretty much in a row.
I'm aware of what's happened, but let's see him healthy next year. Let's see him with a new coach. Let's see with new bodies in.
Was that like tripling, quadrupling? What are we at now?
Well, don't you want good players? I don't know.
I want leaders. I want guys who lead men. I want guys that Sammy can go, I want that guy beside McKenna. I want him to lead him.
So for
That's
you, this
the guys
isn't
I
about
want.
Mitch and because he wasn't a leader here and couldn't do it. So you're saying same idea. These guys got to go where they can be second.
I just think that they're going to now go back to Matthews and Nylander and try to win with them again, being the alpha dogs, which they are not.
Yeah. Hey, it hasn't. It's impossible to say they have been. I've been here too. It hasn't worked out for these guys, but I am fascinated to see what it looks like with one more crack at it, you can still trade Matthews in November, December.
For less.
I don't think it's going to be much different now than
2
November.
years to 1 year is a big difference.
Well, it's not 1 year. It's 2 playoff runs to 2 playoff runs. And that's what people care about.
And that's if you want to waste one this year and
I'm not
trade
saying
him next
waste one.
summer.
Trade him in November. If it's not working December or whatever, let's see how it looks.
All right. I just asked for the clip there, Sammy, on the Conn Smythe. I think he won it last night.
It very well could be.
I don't know.
It's okay, Sammy. It's okay. Hey, Owen Sound Attack. They got new ownership. They're ready, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, Sammy. We got Doug MacLean. Okay, well, he's not allowed to mention Mitch Marner's name.
Oh, I'm sure that'll go well.
We go national next on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Doug MacLean, Off the Rails Friday, continues. All right, let's get her going. Off the Rails Friday. It's the national hour of the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. We are live on Sportsnet, Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. If you miss our show live, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in from PEI. He made the trip.
Home.
If he's got time for us.
I think the mobile home didn't blow a tire on the way back.
Good.
Our very own Doug MacLean. We'll get into a ton of things, including the Montreal Canadiens being a game away.
They're as close as can be now. We've got 3 teams off to the conference final. Golden Knights and Carolina and Colorado, 3 of the top 4 teams in the expected goal for percentage or expected goal percentage.
We got the walk of shame right
is
now.
that happening?
And he's trading it in for a Montreal Canadian jersey.
6-3 last night. Lane Hutson's a star. I'm not sure how many D are better than Lane Hudson.
Did we not feel like, based on Dobish, 3 out of 4 shots in that, like,
I'd have pulled him.
It was Buffalo's night.
I'd have pulled him for sure.
You would have.
Oh my God. It was.
You would have had every reason to.
It was just like, this guy's clearly not focused. Like, puck, the last one went through him was enough for me.
So, and any other goalie
awesome.
outside of Dobish, because of what he's been able to do so far, would have gotten pulled.
Yeah. I think so too. It's not, at that point,
do we have Mac yet up there, boys, or no? Okay. Play Martin, Derek, if you could. Play Martin St. Louis clip 2 on his decision to not pull Dobish.
Well, ultimately, it's probably my decision, right? But I feel like the goalie position is probably the one position that I can't help much, and so I try to stay out of it, right? And not be emotionally driven and being upset that we're down. Like the first period was chaotic on both sides, right? And Trevor radioed up top to our goalie coach, Marco, and he made the call. It was a very quick call, too. He said, no, keep him in. Okay, let's move on. So, I feel like you have to empower the people that are actually, certified for the position, and that's what I did.
God, Marty St. Louis rules.
I like it and I don't like it.
No?
Yeah.
You're the head coach. Make the call.
Thank you. Yeah.
No. Well, that guy knows better than you.
No.
The call can be, tell me what the guy who knows.
You can absolutely go through the same process, but at the end of the day, it's not his call. It's your call as a head coach
for sure.
Behind the bench.
It is.
So you can say, I agreed with him and I trust him, and then I made the call to leave him in.
Well, but that did happen whether he goes through that whole process or not. He did say, I trust him.
He didn't articulate it that way.
If the goalie coach says, tough call, whatever, I'd leave him in. Then maybe Marty St. Louis goes. I'm not really qualified
or certified to make that call. That part I don't like, because as a head coach, you should be qualified to make the final decision on whether or not your goalie needs to stay in or come out.
Yeah, it's just such a specific position that is so different. And the goalie coach knows his guy, works with them so well every single day. I love the idea of being like, this is the guy who knows.
It's hilarious how terrified of the goaltending position every hockey guy is.
Yeah.
That's not a goalie. They're like, I
love the empowerment. I love when someone says, I empower you, for sure. But
doesn't sound like the guy waffled on it,
if it's the wrong call, you should eat it as a head coach,
totally,
not your goalie coach up there that is 200 feet away from the bench.
That it's not after a loss. Like, let's say Dobish was terrible the rest of the way, and he goes, I was thinking about pulling him. I called up to the goalie coach. He said leave him in, so we left him in. He gave up 3 more, and we got torched.
And then you kind of hang out.
He didn't bury him at all. He waited till they had won. He didn't give up a single other goal, and then he gave credit to that guy. Maybe he'd have worn it if he had lost.
Whatever the call was, it ended up being the right one because he battled back. Yeah. He made a great save, I think, late in the period, and then he was lights out. And the Thompson breakaway could have changed everything for Buffalo, and he shut the door there.
Yeah, Buffalo had the puck an awful lot, but just couldn't create those super dangerous plays.
Okay, let's welcome him in. It's Friday. Means Doug MacLean, former NHL president, GM, and head coach.
Back home. There's that painting.
Back home, comfortable.
I recognize it.
You
Why
good?
have I got two pictures up? Okay.
You good?
I'm perfect.
New glasses?
New style.
New style.
Styling, yeah.
You styling as much as the Montreal Canadiens these days?
I'm going in tonight to the Centennial Cup quarterfinals. I'm dropping the puck tonight, so I have to be off at 5:20. So the Western Capitals playing Truro in the quarterfinals in Summerside. So 10 teams here for the Canadian Junior A Championship. It's unbelievable.
Is there room in the city and the hotels for that many teams?
Well, they've got a 5,000-seat arena, which is maybe the nicest arena you could ever imagine. So it's a terrific facility.
Wow.
The town excited. So I'm looking forward to going in. I was the original Western Capitals coach. Hard to believe this, but we started the franchise 45 years ago.
Wow.
And I coached in the first 3 years. Is that unbelievable?
Will you throw your gum at the referee on the ice just for good old time's sake? Just to make you feel like you're...
Jill was walking out of the rink when I was coaching one night. This was early on, maybe my second year, and the fans were grumbling about the team. And Jill looked at them and said, "With fans like you, we don't need fans like you." And the guy looked at her and said, "The coach is an idiot too." That ended Jill's confrontation with fans.
Marty St. Louis didn't look like an idiot when he left Dobish in last night. What would you have done on 3 goals on 4 shots?
I would have been phoning. I would have been telling the assistant coach to get Rick Wamsley on the line and tell me up in the press box, tell me what is going on in the net. And Marty let him, and obviously the goalie coach said to leave him in, and it was a good move. The kid's been so good throughout the playoffs, but last night I was a little nervous about how he was playing. I was kind of happy for Lindy how he was playing. I didn't like the goaltending really on either team last night. I think all of a sudden Lyons has dropped the ball, and I'm not sure that this guy can get it done. So it's pretty frustrating. Montreal look real. I know Buffalo's skilled, but Montreal looks skilled. They look fast. They're dynamic on the back end with Hudson I think maybe they're too much for Buffalo right now. I mean, even the games they've lost, they've dominated. The power play sputtered a little bit, but I really enjoyed the game. I mean, it's great hockey to watch.
Are you surprised by how effective Lane Hudson has remained in the postseason despite his size and age?
I don't know, but did I not pick Montreal to go to the finals? Did you guys miss that?
Montreal versus Minnesota.
Hey, we burn all tapes of you prior shows, so we don't know.
So you want to take that question back, right, Borny? You're not going to re-ask that question.
Yeah.
I think I've seen and heard of him a lot because he was a Chicago kid.
Yeah.
When Clark was there, we used to see him, and then he went to college in Boston, and he played all over. He was running all across the country. His father was a real hockey fanatic, obviously with 2 kids, like the way they are. But he's a dynamic force.
Yeah.
He's special to watch right now. I mean, you look at the top offensive defense. I get a kick out of, by the way, listen to we're going to play a more possession game in Toronto. Well, you know how you play a possession game? You have to get the puck out of your own end with guys that can make passes. That's where it starts, okay? So when you get some dynamic guys like these guys, give me a call.
All right.
Okay. Unless McKenna takes it end to end every shift. I don't know. Maybe he's can.
Oh, I can't wait to get your analysis of this.
Okay. So from one Canadian storyline in Montreal to 2 other ones, Toronto and Vancouver, you pick.
Well, I'm happy for Ryan Johnson. I really am. I had him as a player in Florida. He was a draft pick of ours. He didn't play with us, but he was a draft pick, and I used to go to North Dakota and watch him. I had his brother Greg with us in Detroit, and it was a terrific family. So I'm really happy for Ryan. I love to see guys like that get their chance when they paid their dues. I think he's a good man. I think he's got a great attitude. I think he's up on what's going on in the league. Quality person. I really like the pick. I really do. And now it'll be interesting to see what he does, with Adam. Hopefully he keeps Adam Foote, but maybe he's had Malhotra for a couple of years. Maybe Malhotra goes there. Who knows? But I haven't really. Vancouver, it's been such a gong show the last few years. It's been a disaster to watch how that team went from where they were, and we've talked about it on this show many times, where they went from 3 years ago to where they are today, 3 to 4 years ago. It's a sad scenario. It really is. So, it'll be fun to see the Sedins. They followed the Toronto model. They brought the Sedins in, and they're going to be the co-presidents, and so it's a feel-good story right now, much like Toronto. The only thing both teams need is a lot of players to make them better.
Hey, I don't think you think Toronto's a feel-good story. I think you're being cynical.
Well, you know what? I get a kick out of, they're going to play a puck possession game, and they're going to play this style. I'm thinking they've got to, first of all, look at the UFAs that are out there. Charlie Coyle went, so that's a big loss. He's the number one centerman that was available. And I know you guys are talking Vincent Trocheck, and I'm thinking, oh my God, did I not watch enough of that last year with the guys they brought in last year? And I don't mind Vinny Trocheck, but come on. This anyway, if they're going to bring in this genius coach that I know they got the genius GM there. So now I want to see what genius coach they're going to go. And all of a sudden, it's like, they can't get the puck going out of their own zone. They can't defend, and they got a problem with Matthews. And when I listen to the Sportsnet's guy talk about Nylander's attitude to the coach, I'm thinking, you're going to win with these guys? And he's firing the puck in practice, and he's acting that way towards a coach that's won a Stanley Cup. And now we're going to go with their fourth coach. There needs to be some real straightening out going on, and I suspect Chaika and Mats will get it done, so we'll see what happens.
So you've experienced first overall picks. Tempted, if you were part of the Leaf management team, to move down, get a defenseman that sounds like you desperately want? What would you do?
I've been told in the last couple of days that they really believe the top 10 picks are going to play in the NHL. And there's a group of really good defensemen in that mix. And there's lots of people very excited looking at the top 10. I get McKenna. I didn't hear good vibes from the World Junior, but that doesn't matter. The kid's a good player. He's got a chance to be a star, but can you move down and get a real bona fide number one defenseman? I mean, you look at what Hudson does. You look at what the defense does in Carolina. You look what the defense does in Colorado. You look what the defense in Mini have done. I mean, losing Brodin was devastating. Losing Eck, they might have given Colorado a heck of a run if they wouldn't have lost those two players. So it was a heck of a series. So there's just so much work to be done with their roster construction that, I'm hoping it's going to go well for them. But they've got a lot of things that have got to work for them. I'm telling you.
How much pressure is there with picking the consensus guy? You don't want to go off the board. Let's say the Leafs are look, we just happen to like Vigo Bjork, or we happen to like Carson Carrolls. How much pressure is it to say you don't want to pick the guy that everyone says is the guy in McKenna and be wrong?
I think, especially with a guy like Chaika, who hasn't been in the league in 6 or 8 years, I think you've got to go 100% with your scouting staff. And, obviously they will meet with Mark a ton over the next little while. Leachy's a good man. He's done a really good job in Dallas. We'll see what happens here. But I think you've got to defer to him on these picks, especially when you've got guys that haven't been in the league for quite a while. So it's a big decision. It's tough to go by McKenna, but the Swedish kid is good. And then look at the big group, the big defensemen that are out there. And I'm telling you, teams want to be in the top 9 really bad. Really bad. So, there's some deals out there, but how do you go away from a potential franchise player like the big defenseman or McKenna? Tough to go by that.
You're watching and listening to Doug MacLean, former NHL president, GM, head coach, and star of Off the Rails Friday. Mac, we just watched the Minnesota Wild in Colorado. Really entertaining series, but Minnie was maybe Vincent Trocheck short of really pushing Colorado. Can anybody beat Colorado when they're on the top of their game?
I thought Eck was a major loss for them. This guy has been really a valuable player for them. And Brodin was a major loss for them. And all of a sudden you're playing Hughes 34, 35 minutes. A lot to ask. But Colorado is a wagon right now. I mean, McKinnon has got it going. Isn't it amazing? People talk about how Colorado were built. They got 3 of their own draft picks on their team. 3 of their, and pretty good ones. McKenna, Landeskog, and Makar. I think that's the only 3 of their own draft picks they have. So pretty interesting the way the team's been constructed there. C-Mac has done a good job. And he likes data, but he's not data driven. You got to be data driven now. He's just a data guy, not data driven, But I like their team a lot. They're going to be tough to beat.
I don't know what that means.
Do you think so Carolina's sitting at home. They're likely to get Montreal. The layoff could stretch up to 11 days. At some point, it becomes a disadvantage, no?
Yeah, I think it does. And they have played really well. Rod Brindamore, to me, is a special, special guy and a special coach. And I think they've done a heck of a job there. I'm still really nervous about their goaltending. I know Freddie was really good. I get that. I just don't know that they're going to be able to match up. I hope, like I was wrong 100% Ottawa to them in the first round. They played real well. Philly, I understood. I would have picked Carolina to beat Philly, but I really liked how Philly was playing. Yeah, you're right. I think the layoff becomes a factor, and I'm still not sold. I love their back end. I love a lot of pieces up front, and I'm still not sold on Freddie Anderson as a Stanley Cup goalie. So we'll see what happens.
Just when we switched over on the hour, you told me that there's a significant breaking news on John Tortorella. Can you share it with us?
Yeah, massive news. So they didn't come out after the game and do any media, and the NHL has docked them a second-round pick in the upcoming draft and $100,000.
So I mentioned this to Nick earlier. Like, what was Torts thinking about? I saw it last night. Like I heard about it last night. I'm thinking, like, what is?
Did the media suspend Braden McNabb?
So he comes. He everywhere he goes, he's Mr. Personality, wonderful, and then he gets a few wins, and then he gets a little goofy. And as Bruce Garriock tweeted today, the minute he gets fired, he's trying to get a media job. Maybe they should be a little tougher on him next time he's looking for a media job when he gets fired. But I'm just shocked that he would do that in a series clinching game when you won the series and you've come in with 4 games left in the season, and you do that, and you're doing it to your own media. The Vegas media guy was the guy that was most upset. I don't understand it. So I'm glad he got dinged. A second-round pick, that's
Mac,
really ugly.
We just watched Ottawa fight tooth and nail to get their first rounder back. And on what true grounds is it worth it to you, Vegas, to lose your second round pick now? That's got to be devastating to the scouts.
This is a team that's traded away a ton of picks. Look what they gave up for, they obviously traded Suzuki and, to Montreal for Pacioretty, and they've made big pitches and given up a lot of picks. And all of a sudden you lose a second round pick for stupidity. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's like so many stupid things. I'm watching the show in Edmonton where they asked for permission to talk to Cassidy, and they haven't fired Knobloch. Then Tortorella doesn't talk to the media. Oh, thank God Toronto don't have a coach yet. We don't have Like, what is going on out there? Like,
have you weighed in? Who should it be?
What are these guys
Oh, okay.
thinking about with these acts? I don't get it. Anyway,
Who
crazy.
should the Leafs hire, Mac?
Yeah,
Who do you
who
like?
should Edmonton hire?
Coach? Oh, you got to go. You got to go.
I'm sort of. I think I wouldn't be surprised at all if Cassidy ends up in L.A. That wouldn't surprise me.
L.A.
I don't see him going to Edmonton. I really don't.
Really?
I don't see him. I'm not sure Toronto, but I wouldn't be surprised that Kenny Holland will make a big time play to get Cassidy in LA.
Why not
I
Edmonton?
wouldn't be surprised. I just think that he's lived in Vegas,
Boston.
I think that LA. Right now I know McDavid, I know Draisaitl. I had to chuckle. What Nugent Hopkins? This will be his 10th coach.
10th coach, 15 years.
Like, seriously, what is going on? So anyway, I just my own thinking. I'm looking at the Leafs, and I was thinking about, I've obviously heard Manny Malhotra. I've had him as a player. Trevor Letowski, a guy in Montreal who's paid his dues, quality guy. I had him as a player in Columbus, a real solid kid.
Oh, yeah.
He's done a really good job there with Marty St. Louis. Halpern in Tampa Bay is a good, solid coach. He's got a presence on the bench. He's been around Cooper for a long time. I think these are some guys that can be considered. Carl is not. I don't believe that that's going to happen with Carl going to Toronto. But who knows? And then there's some good quality veterans out there. Like, did I hear the coach that was in Toronto like 5-7 years ago that was there at the end of the season? What's his name? He was assistant on the island. What?
Oh,
Capiano. Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
No, come on, guys. I mean, seriously.
Poor Jack's family watching the show potentially.
I played for Jack in the American League.
I really like him and I respect him, but come on. What's going on here?
Okay, so what do you do, Mac? Young, fresh face, go get a Muse like in Pittsburgh for the Leafs? What do you do?
Well, when Muse got the job, everybody laughed about it. When he got the job there, I happened to watch him because he was in the USHL in Chicago for a long time. He was assistant in Nashville. He was with Laviolette with the Rangers and Nashville. Good throw. I think that's maybe the sort of guy you look for, but I would look for a guy with maybe a little more NHL experience. And it's not going to be an easy job, boys. It's like, okay, we got the first overall pick with McKenna, but man, oh man, this was a horrible hockey team. And the UFA group is horrific. I mean, really, how much can you improve your team? And their back end is really in horrific shape. The goaltending is suspect because not because they're not good enough, because they're injured all the time. Mm-hmm. And you've got problems with your leadership group. So this is a big job, and I think you're going to need some experience to deal with it. So we'll see what happens. Everybody wants fresh blood, and everybody said, well, they're moving away from the regular GMs, and they're going with more analytic type guys. And I'm looking at GMs today, and I look down the list: Brisbois, Guerin, Hughes, Briere, Sweeney, Steos, Darsh, McFarland, Verbeek. These are some of the best GMs in the Jimmy Nill, McCrimmon, Zito. I mean, these are the best GMs in the league.
Now do Carolina.
And they're multifaceted. They're not just analytic guys. They're multifaceted guys. And they're quality people. And all of a sudden I'm saying, well, we really like Evan Gold because he's got a law degree and he's data driven. He's negotiated contracts. Like, I'm thinking, guys, team construction is what it's all about. The number one job is to construct your team. And it's a big job, and especially a big job with what the Leafs are facing.
JB said, now do Carolina. They're a wagon, 8-0.
If we got to let Mac, you got to go drop a puck.
You got to go drop a puck? Are they going to wait for you?
One final thing.
Yeah.
Think about this. Everybody's trying to get in the top 10. Florida has the 9th pick in the draft. Okay?
Okay.
Where is Brady Tkachuk going to want to go? Think about this. The 9th pick of the draft, the top 10 guys are
that
great
belongs
players.
to Florida.
Florida will never have another top 10 pick for 2 or 3 years. This is the time when you've got to move on Florida. You pick up a couple of quality players. You pick up the 9th pick, and you know Brady wants to go to Florida. You know he's going to probably go there within 2 years. 2 years is the magic number. I heard you guys talking about that. The 2 playoff series. I wouldn't be surprised that Brady Tkachuk is in Florida.
You've heard something.
I'm not.
I'm just scanning their roster for who else
on
can
our
go
show. When you
north.
end the show like that,
I'm
you
not
are that
a rumor guy.
No, you are that guy.
I promise I didn't hear it from Bruce Garriock because he's never given me one scoop.
Hey, when you drop the puck, is it like rolling, and is it going to like roll into the corner, or are you nice crisp flat?
I think the puck's hard.
They asked me if I could wear a Western Capitals jersey, when I get there, because they wanted to know if I put a jersey on. I said, well, how's that going to make Truro feel?
Yeah.
And they said, we don't care about Truro. So anyway.
Well, welcome back to PEI.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Okay.
Anyway, guys. Hey, guys, thanks a million for allowing me to come on a little bit early and leave a little early. I know it's not my contract, but, I think I've got everybody excited in Toronto about how it's going to go this summer. I think things are really taking off. Sammy McKee has got to be so excited.
Thrilled.
Okay.
I'm excited for the weekend. That's for sure, Mac.
Now, press end on your phone.
Take care, guys.
It's the red one,
Press
Mac.
end.
You're gone. There it is. See you later, man. Thanks.
Oh my God. It's like trying to talk my parents into like how to program the VCR and get it to stop blinking 12.
The VCR.
Reminds me of my buddy
I'm talking
leaving
20
our
years
house
ago.
already through the bathroom several times. Like,
Sammy,
no,
I'm
that's not
talking
the
20
staircase,
years
pal.
ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the Blu-ray player.
I'm scouring the Panthers lineup, being like, okay, 9th and what? You know what I mean? Like, you can't, 9th's not going to get you Brady Tkachuk.
No, you got to.
No.
No, you need
what?
2 pieces off that. Yeah. But you can't ask for Sam Bennett because he won't go. But that's the type of guy you'd ask for.
Yeah, would you?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. But
What other name potentially?
I mean,
Ekblad?
do you want any of
he's
he signed for
Lundell. He signed for less, and I think he got his no move.
Young guys.
Those names you just brought up,
Luosterainen.
we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, Luosterainen and Lundell are obviously very good, but Lundell's 24, so he's got some appeal.
Lundell, I'd take him all day long.
God, he's good, but like if you're Ottawa, you need top end elite. You can't.
I mean,
no. That's
More
your
middle
second
six
line centerman. Yeah, shutdown guy who can score, who can put the puck in the net.
You don't need any.
I don't think
Sam
they give, I don't think they give him up.
You want Samoskevich with that? I don't know. Yeah. All right, there you go. Lundell, Samoskevich, the 9th. How'd we do?
I think you need maybe the next year. Too.
Next first?
Yeah. Right?
Florida has their first this year and then not the next year, not the year after.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Some seconds, though. They got lots of seconds.
Little game time, Sammy?
Sure. It's game time. Presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. A off night in the Stanley Cup playoffs. There is no games tonight, which makes me incredibly sad because we're heading towards 1 game a night territory.
This is the official first night of the
Yeah, we're losing.
Happening.
We're losing hockey.
Yeah.
But tomorrow night, Saturday night in Montreal, with a chance to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, that city's going to be on fire tomorrow night. That is as electric a town can be. The Montreal Canadiens are huge favorites in the game tomorrow night. They are minus 160 on the money line. Buffalo plus 135. I can't imagine a harder environment to go into than tomorrow night in Montreal. That it's going to be just.
I got to tell you, though, I love this for Buffalo and their rebuild and their direction. Get Zach Benson in that environment. Get Darlene. Get all those D-men in this environment. Pressure, second round, Montreal. This is good for them.
Yeah.
For the record, they have not handled the pressure at all.
No, they haven't.
Okay, and especially our Tage Lemieux, the cross check.
Yeah,
horrible.
Didn't like
horrible penalty to take
in
your own net, in your own zone, on a nothing kind of play, and then to have them score.
Sniper got Jake Evans.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
Snap back.
The embellishment from the Blue Blanc et Rouge has been pathetic.
It's worked,
but it's worked.
So
give him credit for it.
Josh Doan rules, by the way. Utah.
What are you doing? If you think that there's any chance that the Buffalo Sabres come back in this series, they are plus 325 to win the series. So if you think that they can go into Montreal and win there and then win one back at home, the number is plus 325. Montreal obviously is minus 425. Early look ahead to the Vegas Golden Knights Colorado Avalanche line. The Colorado Avalanche are minus 260 favorites in that series against the Vegas Golden Knights. And that was Game Time, presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. And as a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne is brought to you by Bet365.
They were pretty lucky, the other night in Montreal in Game 4.
Buffalo was, yeah. You know, some of the numbers show that Buffalo had the puck a ton in Montreal's end last night, but they just didn't. The high danger stuff didn't really come for them. Also, score effects, so they were chasing the game a bit. Also, the goals that went in, they probably didn't deserve. So, yeah, Buffalo's not look great.
Just shoot it off the stanchion and go in.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Best bet.
Got to try it again Saturday night if you're Tage Thompson.
I think you do.
You got to rip one down there, see what happens.
What do you want? Take a quick break or we go to...
No, we're going to do some text. So if you're listening to this, text 590-590. We'll play some Quinn Hughes stuff, but text us from all over the country, not just Leafs text. Text 590-590. 590-590. So text us.
All right, you heard the man. We'll take a quick break and we'll close out our last 2-hour show of the season. More when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Take two.
Action.
Welcome back into the studio. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, as we waited for TV to catch up to radio.
Do we still have to do that? Are we still on TV when we go to 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
No, that's
Still on Sportsnet 360.
sweet. Love it.
Now you can stop dressing up. Nice.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping.
Is that your
I thought
worry?
it was hoodie o'clock.
We're gonna go back. It's always gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna go back upstairs to the old studio.
Oh, the spaceship.
Time now for the Acura Performance Matchup, the 2026 Acura MDX, precisely premium. Looking ahead, like I said, no hockey tonight. So looking ahead again to tomorrow night at the Bell Center, Game 6, Saturday night, 8 p.m. on Sportsnet and CBC. I think we might get out of that game. I think I'm going to set the over-under at 4.5 articles about the atmosphere there tomorrow night.
That seems fair.
Do you guys give the Buffalo Sabres any chance?
You know, the only reason I kind of do, and I was going to go into this saying that I don't, is that everyone thinks it's over.
Yeah.
You don't talk to anyone who's like, Buffalo looks pretty good and hockey's stupid. That's my entire argument.
I'm not going to compare the Montreal Canadiens to the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Buffalo Sabres to the Florida Panthers, other way around. But last year around this very time, in fact, the Toronto Maple Leafs got starched at home in Game 5 in the 2-2 series.
And it was over.
And eventually ended up being over.
But people assumed going to Game 6
into
Florida.
Going into Florida, some people were like, well, this will be the one they win, blah, blah, blah. They go down there. They play their best defensive game of the Austin Matthews era, where he ends up scoring the winner on a pass from Mitch Marner, and then bring it back to Toronto. We all know what happened in Game 7. But I think, like you said, it's a little early just to say it's over. Yeah. Buffalo could win. They're eligible to win. But I don't think Kipper's giving them any chance.
I think you got to put a Alex Tuck goal in there somewhere, boys. You got and Tage, like Thompson and Tuck are their go-to guys up front. Yeah. You can just count on Zucker and a few of the other ones. Doan's doing his best.
It's been a lot of Doan and Benson.
Yes, and I love Benson, by the way.
Who doesn't?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. What a spark plug this guy is along the walls. Like, give me Benson all day long. I got no problem with that. But
21 years old.
Like, if you can't go toe-to-toe with Suzuki and Slafkovsky and Caulfield and Tuck and Thompson, no chance.
And now, like, Demidov gets one on the board and starts to feel like he's going to start to find it. They're in tough.
And to your Tuck thing, they kind of asked Lindy Ruff after the game, and he basically was just like, he's got to start moving his feet. Like, he's got to, like,
Which, by the way, Tuck's going to ask someone
play that
for
clip?
$11 million.
Yeah, let's do that, Derek, if we could. Let's play Lindy Ruff clip 2 on Alex Tuck's struggles. Clip 2.
I think you get in a series like this and you're struggling a little bit. I think he's lost just a little bit of confidence, trying a little bit too hard to make that extra play. I think number one is the biggest thing is you got to move your feet. Always move your feet. Get your feet moving. Whether it's through the neutral zone, whether it's you're challenging at the blue line, and that line just hasn't been quite connected. And I think it all comes down to skating on pucks in the offensive zone. If you want to go to a couple games there in Boston in the first period, the Game 6, how well they moved inside the zone. Feet have to get moving.
It's interesting.
It is.
But the Habs are just flying by him.
Yeah.
It's just like they're way fast.
Tuck's going to ask someone for a lot of money this offseason.
Okay.
11 million.
Do you think if you're a team that really loves Alex Tuck that you look at this, if they go quietly and he's pointless in this series, does it change your mind at all about how much you want to spend on him?
Yeah, it does. Like he's the type of guy who should be great in these settings. Fast, big, and strong. Right?
Yeah.
This is
the time he's supposed to be really good.
This is it. And he's 30 years old. He's going to want probably a 6-7 year deal.
I think somebody will still give him a lot of money.
Okay, tell me what that is.
6 times 10.
I don't know.
Someone give him $60 million?
It sounds like he wants a little bit close to Kempe.
And what's Kempe?
10-6, right? 10-6? 10-7? 10-8?
Yeah.
I think it's high 10s or low 11s.
Low 11s? Really?
Tough to argue that he doesn't have 33 goals.
Kempe.
Oh, man. I'm looking at Tuck stats. 33 goals this year, 36 the year before.
Cap hit 10.625.
Yeah. So to your point, 10 times can he get $60 million out of somebody? I think he can.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was the Acura Performance matchup, the 2026 Acura MDX, precisely premium. Boys,
All right.
I know you mentioned it with Mac, but second round pick.
Yeah.
I'm pissed, man. That is.
Yeah, for
But the
those of
owner's
you,
not happy.
John Tortorella declined to speak with the media after a round 2 win, and this is at home.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, this
It's
is
on the road.
This is on the
It's in
road,
Anaheim, yeah.
and the
Not just
feeling
he declined; they didn't make anyone available.
2 players maybe.
But not even up where they usually are, like in a
Yes.
side room,
So-
1 or 2 guys.
I guess the sense was that they told the league that the bus was leaving. They wanted to get home quick.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
for whatever reason, the flight was leaving or whatever. But clearly, there was I don't know. This is the best I got out of information in terms of like what did they say?
It sounds like
they
they're
wanted
mad
to
about
catch
the
the bus.
McNabb suspension. That seems to be the report out there right now that
Yeah,
this
Freed
is retaliation.
alluded to that on the hockey show today. Said that that's part of what was part of the reasoning.
Yeah.
But I mean,
There
guess
is-
what? Did you watch that play? It was a suspension.
Greasy play.
Greasy.
There's a sense that like whatever the case is, like John Tortorella just can't help himself from just turning himself into a bit of a story, right? It's like, come on,
You
they
are
just
who you
closed out. They closed out a series. Just get ready. You got a big challenge against Colorado. Like, focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Just go out there and do the thing.
Yeah.
Just do the thing. Say the things. Do the things. It's 4 minutes. You don't have to be like, hey, guys, don't have a ton of time. Got to catch the bus. Bing, bing, bing. And guess what? You still have a second round pick and your owner still has $100K. Like, it's not that hard.
Anyone but Tortorella, maybe 25,000, maybe 50,000.
Classic.
Torts,
The league's seen enough.
cost, Vegas, and his reputation
Yeah.
cost them a second round pick.
But here's the thing. Like, I'm not, traditional media guy that I'm like, I need my quote to write my story. It's just more about the principle of just doing it.
Well, that's it.
Like,
You
it's
can't
just
let
like,
people, the whole thing is an entertainment product.
Yes.
That's why the money is in the game.
yeah.
Well, the other thing too is no question that the National Hockey League got this big push south of the border
Totally.
from the Olympics,
Yes.
from 4 nations and the Olympics in a very short period of time. Ratings are good. Everybody's happy.
Vegas wins a big series. They want their whatever, and he just
And
said
then you
no.
turn around and you say,
Gary must have been pissed.
pissed.
Anecdotally, I will say that just on that hockey thing it's way more relevant straight up to American sports fans. Like I mean, in terms of what I see on Instagram and social media and the people I follow from the States, like it is way more in
The
the
post-game
day-to-day
media?
conversation. No, just the sport
sport,
itself
yeah.
is way more in the day-to-day
Hockey?
conversation. Yes.
It moved.
And-
It
and
moved.
I would just like
The
to
needle
say,
moved.
I would like to say, as a Canadian, you're welcome, America. We let you win so that we could grow the game in the States. And now, see, they're starting to see the fruits. We had to do our Canadian bid. It's
Sometimes you
starting
got to
grow.
play the long game,
You're
Sam.
right. You just got to, McKinnon, he missed on purpose.
See,
Good for him.
We were just fine until Sammy just. I was worried about Doug MacLean derailing the show south of the border,
No.
but Sammy just did it.
Good
You got
job. Good job.
Um,
Text.
all right. What do you have for us there, Sammy boy?
Sad Canucks fan back, but not so sad anymore. Pumped to see the Sedins and Johnson get hired. I think it gives Canucks fans hope. Do you guys think it would be a bad idea to take Reed or Verhoff at number 3, considering we already have Vilander and Buum? Thank you. I have a bad time with that one, obviously. But there you go. There's the full text.
No team has ever been more in a take the best player available spot than the Canucks.
Don't know if you-
Verlander?
Your whole team stinks. Take the best guy.
Yeah.
As much as you think that you can see some potential, like you're not sure on still if you traded Quinn Hughes in and one of them is going to be an all-star, right?
I'm not sure that's
We don't
case.
know, let alone a superstar, but just a real quality high-end guy. You're not sure. So I'm with that text.
Yeah.
That
Sad Canucks fan.
go I have a greater appreciation for Evan Bouchard than I ever had before.
Yeah.
and I include the warts, the defensive warts, but I got to wonder where even Leon and Connor, where their numbers would be if they didn't have Evan Bouchard.
It's a great point.
So people always say he's just a huge part of their success.
He's the triangle.
Yes,
with those two guys.
Totally.
And is there an Evan Bouchard there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're Vancouver, though, it's just like you're dying for that elite game-breaking talent. Like I think if you can if one of Stenberg or McKenna are there, you still got to do it. I don't know.
And say what you will, they've got the good vibes with the Sedins. Okay, and it has value, like Matt's has value here, even if it is somewhat of a marketing kind of thing, it works.
They also just seem like level-headed, pretty reasonable guys, and I think that's healthy in that role.
They got one brain.
Like I said, it's in the cloud. They don't. They connect at night and plug in via hard wire, but the rest of the day,
I cannot bring up the Twins without you guys cracking the one brain joke.
This is their thing. This is how they operate. Split the salary.
You guys want a fake trade from the text line?
Yeah, always.
All right. No name, but watching from Dauphin, Manitoba. I did my best.
Yeah, you did. You got it right.
To the Panthers. Brady Tkachuk and Thomas Chabot. To the Sens. The 9th overall pick, Gustav Forsling and Anton Lundell.
Kick rocks. Just kick them all the way into the ocean.
Ottawa?
Florida can kick it. Ottawa's not giving up that.
Okay.
No, they're not.
They're
not. And like,
how old's Forsling now?
I'm sending you.
He's that old.
He's got to be 30 plus.
I need a somewhat Sam Bennett type coming back. I got to replace that.
Forsling's 29. How old's Chabot?
28.
Yeah, I don't know.
Give me Chabot over Forsling now. I'm ready. Next year, I'm not betting on their past. I'm betting on the future. Give me Chabot.
I can't give up.
Chabot's 29 as well.
Is he?
Yeah. I can't give up that heaviness, that toughness, that overall kind of five-tool player in Brady Tkachuk. And I know he had an off year, and I know there's some off-ice issues, including maybe
podcast,
but you're not giving that guy away without getting something in return that could kind of play somewhat the same way.
I don't think Florida's got the tools, man, or the pieces to make it happen. But Mac wouldn't say it if it wasn't something.
Steve from Dunville. I don't know if his name is last name.
From Steve.
I don't know if his last name is Dunville or he's from Dunville. Mitch Marner, Frederick Anderson, Nazem Kadri, Nicholas Waugh. Which former Leaf wins a cup this year?
Are we approaching almost guaranteed former?
Here's my true serum is that the Habs are going to beat the Sabres on Saturday night. And then they're going to go up against Carolina. And now, once I start rooting for Freddie again, that's when
he turns to the pumpkin.
That's when the true pumpkin begins.
He's right though.
Like that's when it's like, the first real team they've kind of faced. They've
goes into Montreal, feels the Canadian pressure again.
He just forgets how to goalie, and it's Bussy by game 3, and they go to the final.
So Montreal or Carolina should pay you to pick to cheer.
I would not
like that idea
because whatever you do, it's the opposite.
I would definitely I'm obviously rooting for Carolina, like no question. And I'm clearly rooting for the Colorado Avalanche as well. But I think to answer your question, I think it's Kadri and Waugh.
Vegas kind of found their swagger here going up against Colorado in the conference final.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
It's a good series. Lots of stars. Tons of stars.
Here's what I will say. Vegas was trash against good teams this year. They beat bad teams all year. They were no good against good teams.
Kadri was a nice pickup for Colorado. I know we talked a lot about Brett Kulak, but that Kadri pickup again, and he slides right in there.
It would be a bizarre career, wouldn't it? To like really be better known for playing somewhere else. Go to Colorado and win a cup. Go somewhere else for a little while. Go to Colorado and win a cup. You know,
there's worse outcomes. There's worse outcomes. Sam, where's your Kitchener Rangers hat? Go Rangers. So congrats to the Kitchener Rangers. They won the J.S. Robertson Cup, I think it's called, for the OHL championship. They're going to the Memorial Cup. So congrats to them. There you go.
Am I allowed to bring up the Ottawa Attack
Ottawa attack.
Owen
Sound
Sound attack press conference.
They had a press conference today. New ownership, young guy, Tyler Nuther, who played in the OHL for a few years, had to quit from concussions. He's sort of the front-facing guy with the new money man coming in there. Not 100% sure of everything. They had a press conference today. Maybe it's not some questions allowed. I hope they're going to stay in Owen Sound. I think they're going to. I'll be on the front lines if they ever think about moving. So you got to answer to me, Tyler.
So no questions.
People go there, right?
Yeah.
So locally, how many people would show up for that?
Oh, they got to be good, but I think this building holds,
You think it's dangerous?
I don't know anything about anything.
Okay. But here.
They wouldn't take any questions from the media.
Why? What's the harm?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But they just wouldn't. So I thought it was interesting, but I'm looking forward to a new era of attack hockey. And here we go. There you go. There's the OHL minute.
All right.
How old's the owner?
He's 28, I think. Well, there's the money guy, but he's like the front. He's the president now, Tyler Nuther. So shout out Tyler. Give me a call if you want to talk.
Yeah.
I got some ideas for the team, brother.
The bodies are buried.
Yeah, I got some ideas for the team.
All right, guys.
Big plans this weekend. Outside of big night in Montreal to close it out.
Sam is going to Owen Sound.
Yes.
So I'm going to golf the ball a bit.
Just so everybody's clear.
Yes.
Monday.
We start from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern, and we're all in all the same places.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should have played that Quinn Hughes clip, should we not? Is that not all the news?
We don't have time. Basically, he said he's willing to stay in. Potentially
big news to me.
Yeah. That he's open to it. So, got to talk to Billy, got to talk
What's
to his
the
family.
number?
Big, much.
17?
Does he want to be
17?
that guy, though? Like, does he want to get
Everybody
as
wants
much
to
as
be
he
that
can?
guy. Well, I don't know. Kaprizov
Not
had
everyone. Sid
Kaprizov
and
had no
Nathan
problem.
McKinnon and good Canadian boys don't seem to be. Connor scraping for every nickel they can get.
I would say that he signs in the $18 million range. What's the max contract? 20?
Got to be 15, right?
He's a max. Like, if we're talking about the NBA thing, like there's max players in the NBA.
Yeah, but you want to win.
Quinn Hughes is absolutely a max player. He plays 35 minutes a night everywhere he goes. He is the definition. I will say
it's more tolerable now that the cap allows for that.
Yeah. So to answer your question, $20 million. That's what he's going to be.
Yikes.
I say 15.
Okay.
That's a nice number.
Is it ever?
Our thanks to Luke Fox, Sportsnet.ca's very own in the first hour. And, of course, on Friday, Doug MacLean. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it live, find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. There's YouTube as well, where we always appreciate a thumbs up. Have a great weekend, everybody. And once again, Real Kyper Bourne, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern, starting on Monday. Stay safe, everybody.